Okay, welcome back to lesson 4. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to use the auto-generated terrain in the terrain editor. Okay, so let's switch to the home menu, and we're going to go ahead and open up the terrain editor. Okay, here it is. And so let me show you some of these. So there are 3 menus inside of the terrain editor, and so you have Create, Region, and Edit. And the one that we're going to work on first is the Create menu. Okay, and then under the Create menu, we're going to use the Generate button. Okay, so go ahead and head over to that. So click on Create, and then click on Generate. Okay, and now what this does is it puts a large, you have to zoom out to see it, but it puts a very large kind of neon blue cube inside of your terrain editor. And if you try to move the camera, it's going to move very slow because you're zoomed out so much. And this is really too big. I mean, you can make your terrain as large as you want, but for this video, I'm just going to keep it small just because it doesn't take as long to draw. So I'm going to make mine, let's see, I'm going to try 256 and then 256 here. And let's see what 256 and for the Y looks like. Yeah, that's much better. So now I can zoom back in. And so this thing is much tinier. And then what you can do, let me zoom in some more actually. Oh, there we go. Okay, if you want to move the camera, just click on the screen. Just wanted to kind of zoom in on this. And let's go ahead and start changing some of these settings. So right here, this section, which shows biomes, this is basically what you want to include in the auto-generated terrain. Okay, and so I'm going to choose, let me see, water for sure, and some mountains, and let me get rid of the plains, and let's try some hills. And let's just see what this looks like, and then I'll show you what these other settings look like. So if you hit generate, it's going to generate some terrain. And this one is not that exciting. It doesn't really have a lot of water. It has some canyons, but I don't really like it too much. So what you can do is change what's called biome size. And this ranges all the way from 16 up to about 3924, and you can just test it out and you'll see. But the higher numbers are going to have more open space. So if I use the highest setting and I hit generate again, you'll see yeah, it didn't really change it. And if I go all the way down to 16 and hit generate, it puts much more interesting terrain in there. Yeah, so with 16 there are rivers. Let me zoom in on this. There are rivers and mountains all over the place. So the lower the number, the more you're going to see inside of your auto-generated terrain. Okay, so let me show you that again. Okay, and usually when I do this, I usually pick a number. I usually pick 256. But you can, like I said, you can just try different numbers and see what it looks like. So with 256, let me generate this. Man, that really doesn't look that great, huh? Let me try 128. Let's see what that looks like. Huh, it didn't seem to make a difference. Let's try 64. And hit generate. It's a little bit better. Okay, it put a little bit of water. Okay, it looks like 16 is going to work best for this one. Usually I make my auto-generated terrain a little bigger, and maybe that has something to do with it. Okay, but that looks great. It looks great with 16. And let me show you this other one. So you can actually include caves or not include caves. So let me move around. And again, just because this thing is so big, it's going to take a while to move your camera. Let me show you where these caves are. Okay, so there's some caves over here, and you can get rid of these if you turn off the caves button and then hit generate again. Watch. there will be no caves. Okay, so the caves are kind of fun. Sometimes they're dead ends, but I'll just leave them out for this one. Again, let's see. So now we have some auto-generated terrain, and we can actually go around and play in this area. And you'll notice that my spawn location is underground right now. So what I have to do is I have to click on the spawn location over here in the Explore window, and then click on the Move button, and then I can raise it up. Yeah, there it is. And so now, let me zoom in so you can see that. Now it's above the ground. And so just click on it here in the Explore window, click on the Move button, and just raise it up so that you can, so that you won't start the game underground. And once you've done that, go ahead and hit play, and let's explore our auto-generated terrain. Okay. So it's pretty nice to put some grass in here. I don't know if I can climb this. Yeah, I can. Okay, you can kind of go around the edges. And let me see if I can jump in the water, if I'm going to be able to get out. I might not be able to get out of there. Sometimes it will make lakes and others, and the walls are just too steep, and it might make it difficult. I might be able to get out over here. So let me go ahead and jump in and swim around a little bit. And you can see it just looks fantastic. I really like the way the terrain editor works. And I forgot where that area is that I can walk out of. Oh, I might be able to walk out here. Yeah. So just jump in order to get out. Okay, so that looked pretty good. Let me just get a top view, and we'll go ahead and exit this. Okay, climb to the top of the little mountain and just have a look around. Okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna hit stop. Okay, and so that's the terrain that this thing created for us. And what you can do is you can play around with adding different biomes. So you can change these. So let me change it and see what happens. So if I get rid of mountains and I do Arctic and canyons, let's see what that, I'll get rid of the hills. Let's see what that looks like. So again, my biome size is 16, no caves. Let's go ahead and hit generate and see what that looks like. Okay, actually that doesn't look bad either. For this one, if I were going to use this, then I would need to move my spawn location so that it started, well, I mean, I guess you could start in the air, but I'd probably have it start somewhere on the ground. Okay, so that's the auto-generated terrain that's possible here in the Create menu. And you can, let me see what happens if I hit Control Z. Oh yeah, you can actually go back. So if you hit Control Z or you hit the undo key, you can go back to previous iterations, previous times that you hit the generate key. Okay, and if you want to clear this, there is a clear button, and it'll ask you if you really want to clear this, and I say yes, and it's gone. And now we are back to just having our spawn location. So the auto-generated terrain is really quick, right? You just hit a couple of settings and you can have it create any size terrain that you want. But we're going to learn how to make our own terrain, and for that we will need the other menus, and we'll start with the region menu in the next video. See you then.